We've wandered together along most of the stations and halts on the old Plymouth to Launceston line, but we haven't given the bridges and viaducts their proper due, and what a shame that would be. These gracious giants carried the trains high above the rivers of Devon, weaving through the valleys like a ribbon of a forgotten story. When the line opened, the great Isambard Kingdom Brunnel built the main viaducts in timber. Practical? Yes, but he later replaced them with sturdy masonry that has stood the test of time far better than some of us have. Today we're taking a gentle journey along the most impressive ones that still take your breath away. Let's start with the beautiful Plymouth Valley and the Cann Viaduct. Look at this beauty, an early postcard view from around 1912. You can almost hear the whistle echoing through the trees. Here's another lovely shot. The dating photographer is sadly lost to time, like so many of our best memories. The rebuilt version used handsome blue Staffordshire brick. It spans the River Plym at 2 miles and 15 chains. Brunnel's original timber version must have felt a little bouncy on windy days. Today you can still walk across the old track bed. Halfway over, someone kindly made a little viewing spot, perfect for bird watchers or anyone who wants to just stand there and sigh happily and pretending they're waiting for the next train that will never come. A little further along at 2 miles and 65 chains sits Riverford Viaduct, these days known as the Plymouth Valley Viaduct. Here she is in all her glory on the 4th of August 1962. Pannier tank number 4507 heading the 3:35 p.m. from Plymouth North Road to Launceston. 5 elegant granite arches after the 1893 rebuild. Again, you can still stroll over the track bed today, the viaduct standing proud over the river. Or walk alongside the Plym for a perfect postcard view. 5 arches you can actually pass under before crossing the river via a little footbridge. It's like the railway never left, it just got quieter. Just before Bickleigh Station, we reached the viaduct at 3 miles and 37.5 chains. Number 5544 working the freight from Launceston on another glorious day in August of 1962. You can even spot part of Dartmoor and the old fixed distance signal keeping watch. Standing at the southern end today and looking towards Bickleigh, the views across the moors are absolutely stunning. Some things, thankfully, never change. A short hop north of Bickleigh brings us to Green Viaduct. I found this image on a Google search. The details are a bit hazy, much like my own memory on a Monday morning. It crossed the Plym again, though by this point the river was behaving itself rather than raging. Still, what an impressive structure for such a gentle stream. From the south, looking north, it still offers those lovely views as it quietly watches over the river below. We're now heading further north to 9 miles and 46 chains and Magpie Viaduct, just north of Horrobridge. Here is a lovely shot from the 1950s of a 4-coach train bound for Launceston crossing over the viaduct. Doesn't it make you want to buy a ticket? Today, 2 photographs from the middle of the viaduct, one looking north towards Tavistock, the other looking back towards Horrobridge. The line may be gone, but the feelings remain. And now one of the stars of the show, Walkham Viaduct, also known as Greenfern, at 10 miles and 14 chains. It's the summer of 1903, a 5-coach train heading towards Tavistock. Pure magic. Brunnel's original massive timber structure was replaced in steel in 1910. Quite the upgrade. Look at those 17 spans stretching across the valley. And here's a wonderful early 1950s panoramic, complete with a brave maintenance chap and his ladder. Health and safety would have had a field day with that today. Now known as Gem Bridge on the cycle and walking path, the views are still every bit as stunning. There's even the occasional Google Maps inspection shot of chaps climbing underneath, proper adventurers. I wish I had more movie footage of these beauties, but you can catch a few precious seconds and the full journey in my Plymouth to Launceston via Tavistock South video. These days, much of the old branch line has found new life as trails for walkers and cyclists. It's a lovely way to step back in time without the risk of missing a late train. You can still walk Drake's Trail, which is part of the national cycle network of route number 27. Gentle, mostly flat, with woods, viaducts, and a wonderful sense of following in the footsteps and wheel tracks of history. Pack a sandwich, bring a torch for the darker tunnels, and enjoy the peace. The old railway may have closed, but the spirit of the line is still very much alive. As always, many thank you to Anthony Kingdom and Middleton Press for their wonderful archive images. I cover the history of a lot of the closed railway stations on my website. There's a link in the description. And if you would like to see more videos like this, please like, subscribe and share. It's something free that you can do that really helps the channel out. Until next time, happy travels down these forgotten lines.